Hi guys, in this video I talk about a quick history of SEO. What does an SEO do? How does it work? Why is it important for your business? Future trends and outlook. And yes, if you watch this, possibly you don't have to spend hours on YouTube learning about the very basics. So SEO is short for search engine optimization. It is all about ranking higher for a certain query or keyword in Google or other search engines. And yeah, guys, let me help you to do that. So if you have higher rankings, that usually leads to more traffic on your website. That could lead to more clients and ultimately more money or more eyeballs or more brand awareness, whatever your objective is. Yes, SEOs are naturally the enemy of Google or everybody else who optimizes for. I will mention why in the next in one of the next slides. And yes, SEO is not an exact science like math. It's more of a complex system that gives you some hints, and some things can be tested, but it's still to some degree a black box. Yeah, the so-called organic traffic is free, means you don't have to pay for it, for example, like Facebook ads. And the great thing about Google is that it is highly relevant. So imagine you have a Facebook ad, you're browsing and looking at the pictures of your family, whatever, or friends. Then there comes an ad and interrupts you and says, oh, buy this cheese. Yeah, maybe not so good. So SEO is, for example, you thought about buying tennis shoes, you go into Google and enter best tennis shoe. It's highly relevant, and the person is much deeper in the funnel and very likely to convert, and you give them what they want at the moment they want it. So yeah, Google is the main player in the Western world, 92% of all searches. And especially since the pandemic, if your business is not online, you're basically invisible. So why is Google so successful? Well, they provide the best results for the user. Why do they provide the best results for the user? Because of their algorithm, and the algorithm is, at least from the beginning, it was mostly based on backlinks. What are backlinks? A backlink is when I have a blog post about tennis and I link to your page about best tennis shoes. It's basically a vote, and the more votes you have, historically, that's how it was in the beginning, the higher you rank. Now it's a little bit more different. So if you got one link from one very strong website that received many votes itself, then that's possibly a higher ranking signal than getting 5 backlinks from weaker websites. And yes, today there's not only backlinks, there's a lot of ranking factors, and as you can see here, there's always some more popping in, unexpected, that makes my life as an SEO a little bit hard, but that's also the interesting part. So what does Google want? You see, they want the dough, they want money, they want to earn money, they buy selling AdWords. I think that's around 95 to 97% of all the money they make is to the ads you see on top of a lot of searches. So, and on top of that, in order to stay relevant, they want to provide super good and relevant, high quality search results, and also accurate search results in terms of, is it the truth, you know? So I will talk about this in a second. The digital economy is a winner takes all economy. There's not a lot of space for the third, fourth and fifth best. So this data shows it. Number one, Google search receives around 30% of all of the clicks. 1 to 5 is 80% of all of the clicks. That means if you're on page 2, you basically don't exist. If you want to bury a dead body, you should better do it on page 2, they say. So this is, the data comes from a great study, Backlinko, check it out. So nowadays, challenge, get indexed. Back in the days, Google was like a nightclub, everybody would get in. That means all of your pages will get indexed, you can find them in Google. Nowadays, you have to get past the bouncer, and you can only get past the bouncer if your website is pretty reliable, if it's attractive in the end. So yeah, SEO has definitely gotten more difficult over time, more challenging. So more than 200 ranking factors. They use machine learning, and they measure how users interact with your website, how long they stay there. Their Chrome browser helps them with that too. How do you rank a website? 80-20 on page. That means quality of your homepage technically, plus your content and your backlinks. That's it. So there's a big fluctuation in ranking sometimes. That's normal. There's many updates running all year, and but how much you fluctuate very much depends on your niche and your country. So here's the example. If you want to rank for earn money online in the US, that's a super competitive term. There's a lot of people who are on your toes and they want to outrank you. So possibly there's a lot of fluctuation. Sometimes you're at 1, sometimes at 3, and it's very competitive. On the other hand, if you want to rank for, as I said here, how to cook potatoes while juggling balls, it's a super small long tail keyword that might be interesting to you or very important to you. Chances are, if you optimize once for it, even with a weak website, then you might rank for years down the line with this term. So how does an SEO campaign work? SEO is a little bit like a car. The body is the on-page, everything that's on the website, including the text, and the motor are the backlinks. So everything needs to be in tune. You cannot only have a good motor and a, part of my French, shitty body and wheels and everything, brakes. So it's a little bit also like renovating a house. You got to see what's the current state of the website. Yeah, do we have good wheels? Do we need new brakes? And then do what's needed. Also have a look. Does it make sense? Is it realistic? What do I have to invest? For some niches, it can make a lot of sense to invest in SEO, sometimes not. Sometimes it's better to do Facebook ads or something else. Yes, I will link below some case studies of mine that will go into further detail of how an SEO renovation works, if you will. So here, trends, real quick fire. Is SEO dead? Has been declared dead many times. Actually, it is not dead, and it won't be. John Mueller of Google says, in the future, there's more machine learning, etc., but there will always be SEO and a need for SEOs. So Google wants proof, no statements. Imagine I have an article online about how to lose weight. Obviously, I'm not the most qualified person to answer that query, but that aside, so you shouldn't do a statement like, I don't know, if you howl at the moon at night 3 times per week, then you will lose magically weight. So that is a statement. It is much better to write, according to the study of the New York Presbyterian Hospital, if you eat cheese 5 times per week, you're gonna lose 20 kilos for sure. Another study from the XYZ. You get what I mean. Again, the rise of expert content. It's much better if experts write the content, and Google is getting better at finding out whether the person who's writing about a certain topic is an expert or not. Then user experience, they measure user signals, design. Those are all factors that have become more important. Video, huge, everywhere. If you have a blog post about how to lose weight, make a video about how to lose weight, put it there, and they both will reciprocally support each other, both the article and the video, if you interlink them. And yes, also less reliance on backlinks. It's very hard for Google because it's still a huge ranking factor, but they're working on, they're getting better and better at finding out whether an article or website is good and relevant, independent of these votes. Thank you very much. Hope you liked it, and have a good time. Bye bye, guys.